Please enjoy our attractions. I'm terribly sorry they're so limited at the moment. I convinced my performers to come here, to spread high elf culture in these lands. Bring a little piece of Somerset to Grotwood, you see? But the train bugs are sick, our magician supplies are missing, and our storytellers' stories fell flat. None of us know the area well enough to resolve these matters. Now we're a carnival, with nothing but a fortune teller. Huzzah! I'd gladly pay the coin provided by the Somerset Cultural Expansion Council to anyone who would help us put on the show. My performers can best explain their setbacks. Connor is our bug trainer, Norian, our storyteller, and Vindare the Magnificent is, well, she's magnificent. I have to describe her that way. It's in her contract.
Oh, I love their train shots.
Look at them. Limbs so sluggish and carapaces dreadfully dull. When you've raised the shocks since they were pupae, it gnaws at your heart to see them so listless. They're having trouble managing the local grass. So I've put them on an all-hay diet. And the climate. It's more humid than they're used to in Somerset. If I didn't know any better, I'd say they were homesick. When they were younger, I'd grind mudcrab eyes into paste and give it to them as a treat. I think it would raise their spirits again. But nobody sells mudcrab eyes. And I can't leave my shocks to fade away while I scour the coasts. I would forever be in your debt, my friend. A dozen would be enough to go around if you wouldn't mind. And I won't mind if they're a little mashed when I get them. Saves me some work.
I'm sorry, but I have nothing to say. That is my problem. I literally have nothing to say to these people. All my stories about the amazing deeds of long-dead high elves. The first rule of my profession is to know your audience, and Grotwood is not a place to tell such tales. I plan to seek out wood elf stories in taverns and libraries, but since we arrived, I've heard of countless troubles in Grotwood. The worm cult, pirates, wood elf rebels. It's all the same. I'd rather keep to the safety of the carnival. The wood elves rarely write their stories down. But I heard Scholar Glorolin in the Elden Root Mages Guild is the one to ask. If you're headed that way, would you mind asking for a book? It could be written in Old Akaviri for all I care. Anything would help.
I hope you didn't travel from far away just to see Vindare the Magnificent. I am not performing at present. My magic cannot function safely in front of a crowd. The, stars are out of alignment. Oh, did she? Did she also tell you how she promised that would make 10 times our normal take by coming to this godforsaken backwater? Did she mention how she said shipping my supplies wouldn't be an issue? The shipping was fine. It's the delivery where it fell apart. My belongings arrived at the docks of Haven without incident. But due to the recent problems in the city, no one has any idea when deliveries will resume. As far as I'm aware, yes. They're in the nicest looking trunk on the dock. I had it touched up by a painter in Mathisen, you know. But with the pirate attack, who knows when Haven will be stable enough to deliver their backlog of shipments. I couldn't ask you to lug that heavy monstrosity all the way here. It's triple reinforced steel with an inch-thick lead interior. Discourages my competition from snooping. I just need the supplies inside, if you wouldn't mind, of course.
was tired of walking anyway. Never used to fight this much, until I met you. Alright, don't cry for Mummy.
The goodness you showed in Uldark at Torinon. Divine bless and...
Alms for the poor.
How do you know? Were you there? I heard she had nothing to do with it.
Proxy,
This
Fate
is
has
about
plucked you from the
Cormount, isn't
flotsam
it?
of chaos. for
Don't
this
blame her
specific
because you
moment.
backed the wrong side.
A sword of quality.
I hate This one can guarantee. Satuhas. Satuhas.
Yes, how can I help you? My people mostly leave such matters to our spinners to share, rather than writing it down. I have something, but I can't imagine you'd want an Akaviri spy's writings on our heritage. A cultural infiltration document. Complete garbage. Really? You read Akaviri? Well, no matter. You're welcome to it. Let me see, I'll have a copy around here somewhere. A moment, please. Here we are. One flawed Akaviri depiction of my people. I hope you find it as amusing as I did.
The Order of the Eye could use your assistance. Daedric relics cursed by Sheogorath have begun to appear throughout the lands. Do you...
You're a bold one to approach so fearlessly. Give me a good reason to speak with you. I'll make it seem like you're here at my request. Otherwise, my subjects will think you cut the line and start sizing you up for dinner. How thoughtful. I could hardly turn down such a generous gift, especially with the trouble brewing in Eldenroot. How are you at building embassies? You see, Queen Ayrenn promised one would be built for the Khajiit as a gesture of goodwill. But now a year has passed and there's still no Khajiit embassy. This has led to no end of headaches. Good question. You wish to serve the Comoran throne? You can start by asking Prince Naaman why his people aren't fulfilling their promises. He's the one who seems to have the entire Elden Tree lodged up his flue. I can say that. I'm the king.
Yes? Quickly now. Don't leave your mouth to hang agape. That again? My sister, Queen Ayrenn, foolishly committed to build the Khajiit an embassy months ago. Everything was to be handled through Ambassador Tarinwe at the Altmer Embassy. No, you don't get to question me, not after you slew High Kinlady Estri. Do you think I'm one to have a chat with the person who killed my wife? That will break out the Sylphmead and share a good laugh? I suppose that's my burden. Very well. I won't give you the satisfaction of doubting my loyalty. You were asking after the Khajiit? Ask a stonemason. I have to prepare for the ratification ceremony before Queen Irenne's arrival. I can't be troubled with such minor issues. If you care to pursue the matter, speak with Ambassador Tarinway at the Altmer Embassy. An archaic wood elf ritual. If she dances to their tune, Queen Irenne will be recognized by the heavens as a worthy candidate for Emperor of Tamriel. Rubbish, if you ask me. To promote harmony, she'd tell you. The same reason she picked this bizarre tree city as the Dominion's capital. She wants every member of the Dominion to feel as though they're equal. Oh, we need to be unified against our enemies, and having a high elf in charge is paramount to our success. But do we really need all this coddling? The ratification ceremony, the business with the embassy, more problems due to harmony?
You're not one for waiting in lines, are you?
Open for business!
Proxy, fate has plucked you from the flotsam of chaos for this specific moment. The tides of fate swirl around you with glorious fury, Proxy. The future of at least 2 worlds hangs in the balance. The Prince of Fate, the Guardian of the Unseen, the Lord of... I want you to help preserve the realm of Apocrypha, to keep the reality of Nirn from unraveling. First, you must acquire the emerald. Glyphics are 3 glyphics. Are you not acquainted with the concept? Portal, Horvor Pit. Ondil is an ancient. Rootwater Grove is a... Excellent, Proxy. Hermaeus Mora chose well when he selected. The tome is one a curious fetish, is it? No one. Once you select a portal, the others shall close. Let fate lead you, Proxy.
Off we go!
Please, listen to me for just a moment. It's very important.
Tread carefully, friends. Wouldn't want the forest to swallow you up.
Do you have... Wonderful! You won't regret it. Unless you hate stage performances. Then you'll regret it. But hopefully you'll enjoy it. It's real enough to kick you back into the pit from which you crawled. Everyone, bind your will to mine. Together we can banish him.
No, not back to oblivion.
With your help, we've banished the foul Dremora. Behold the might of the Green Pact.
What do you have there? A book? His book. It's written in Akaviri. This is wonderful. Nobody here will be able to find the source of my stories if they're written in another language. My Akaviri is a bit stale, but I think I can manage. You're welcome to stay for my performance. The second strum drew the father of vampires from the ravaged town. He loomed over Aegon with rapt attention. But the final strum drew forth a single tear from the Lord of Brutality's eye. Today, you share the one beauty I cannot destroy, he whispered. We'll never know Aegon's response, for the Daedric Prince's tear fell upon him and dissolved him in an instant. Only after Molag Bal's departure could the Sylvanar gather his remains. Emerald Spinner Aegon and his ivory lute were buried beneath the first grot oak planted by the great King Eplir, founder of the Camoran throne. But that is a tale for another time. Thank you.
Good luck finding the Mudcrab Eyes. Only if you have the time. I realize it's not the most glamorous request. Would you look at that? Just the smell of the thing seems to have perked them up. I'll see if I can use them to motivate my little friends. I'm Kornar, a bug wrangler. What does that mean? Perhaps my little friends here can show you. Now, defend the perimeter. Return to positions. Around the world. Return to positions. Show us your dwarf impression. Return to positions. And now, my minions, surround the intruders. A joke, everyone. They are completely harmless, unless you're a blade of grass. Move on back, my pets. That's our show, everyone. My little friends here need a short rest before their next performance. Please enjoy the rest of Surundel's carnival.
Would you look at that? We'll perform our hearts out. The Wood Elves will see there's more to the Somerset Isles than stuffy politicians. Return any time you wish. If there's enough call for it, we may have new performances to share.
Mother Morrowind has her eye on you.
What are you doing? No!
That's better, isn't it?
Elden Root doesn't need your construction.
Didn't anyone ever teach you that stealing is wrong?
I suppose a wanderer like you wouldn't know what busy looks like. I will demonstrate. Feel free to observe, quietly, and from— Oh, forgive my manners. There's so much to do in preparing for Queen Irene's ratification ceremony. Tempers fray, as I'm sure you can understand. But if Prince Naaman sent you, it must be important. What can I do for you? Why would Prince Naaman care about that? If they are too lazy to build their own embassy, can't they afford an inn? Well, of course, I ordered it done. I hired some wood elves to excavate the stone and set aside supplies for Khajiit to use. It isn't my fault if the locals couldn't do their jobs. Check our storeroom. The Khajiit didn't even bother to pick up the supplies. In the meantime, I'm off to locate Prince Naaman. If he didn't send you here with his blessing, I'll see you face Dominion justice. We'll see what Prince Naaman thinks of your impertinent questions.
This one is tired of waiting!
That's far enough. The storeroom is off limits. Ambassador Tarinway's orders. She did? That's different then. Show me her orders and I'll stand. Then I can't let you inside. Her instructions were very specific. No one gets in without her written permission. The Khajiits could riot. That would be bad. Very bad. Or a fire, of course. But the chances of that happening are slim. What? Did you hear that? I could have sworn it was my captain calling me away.
Where is the guard? And what are you doing here? I'd expected you would solve problems at the embassy, not cause them. Do you realize what's happening out here? Oh, never mind. Why would she do that? Oh, never mind. Well, what did you find? Typical bureaucratic corruption. I expected better of the ambassador. No matter. Supplies can be replaced. What about the Khajiit embassy? Did she say why construction hasn't begun? What do you mean, collect stone? That should have happened months ago. They should be ready to build it. I'll talk to the ambassador myself. Put the fear of the Dominion into her. I'm surprised we didn't pass each other on the road. Get to those ruins and find that work crew. I want to know why they haven't done their jobs. I won't have Queen Irenne's word impugned by someone else's incompetence.
Let's ride!
Halt! Stay! Surrender, villain. Can I call you villain? Do you prefer scoundrel? Hooligan? Whatever works for you. Bounty paid in full. How unexpected.
You lead.
You there, we need to talk. Saw you standing over the body of a dead wood elf. Nearly put an arrow in your throat. Good thing I recognize you. Azerith, Bind Dusk Ranger. We work directly for King Camoran Eredon. Saw you earlier in the throne room. The king had his suspicions about the missing work crew and asked me to look into it. Seems we both have a stake in this. I know enough. Khajiit owed an embassy. They're angry the High Elves are dragging their feet to build it. Seemed like politics until a dozen stonemasons vanished without a trace. The king sent me to find out why. Before the Dominion, King Camoran Eredon nearly lost a civil war. I came to see if the missing stonemasons were targeted by the Blacksap Rebellion. But Blacksap would have displayed the bodies, not left them as food for Horvor. The king suspects Ambassador Tarinwe has been up to no good. Little things, some of her associations. But he can't accuse his allies of undermining the whole alliance. So he sent me to deal with it. Ambassador Tarinwe used criminals to smuggle supplies. Never directly, but enough for us to notice. I'm not saying she had these stonemasons killed, but I'd like to ask her myself. Problem is, there's nothing we can do while she's in the Altmer embassy. If she left the embassy, she knows someone's onto her. She'll go to ground, try to flee, have someone smuggle her out of Grotwood. We should probably stop her. Meet me by the Middens, at the base of the Elden Tree. I'll be there shortly.
Praise be back. You were there to... Now, capturing the Coral Heart.
Orcs are all about honor and all that, yeah? I wonder if... I don't guess you've run into a big, lumbering brute of an orc in your travels. Mate, the tree ain't...
They call this place the Middens because it's where all the refuse ends up. We clear them out now and again, but they always come back. Necessary. Spoke with someone I trust. She's definitely here. We should get moving. We're not far behind her. Capture her, bring her in for questioning. Find proof she's behind this so Prince Naaman doesn't explode with outrage. Never thought I'd hunt a High Elf ambassador. Smugglers, skooma addicts, and more than a few criminals. They keep to themselves, but our goal is to find Ambassador Tarinwe before she buys passage out of Grotwood. Staying in the shadows, avoiding unnecessary conflict, that's what I'd do. But there's a lot of ground to search. I'll follow your lead.
Could you help me out?
Was that the last one?
Prince Naaman sent someone to the embassy. We have to leave before we're discovered.
It's too late! For the heretics!
On your feet. You're coming with me.
Why? Where are you taking me?
To King Camor and Eredon, where you'll answer for crimes against the Dominion.
He'll have me killed and served for dinner.
Only if you're proven guilty. And if you are, none of us could stomach you. Now get moving! Good working with you. I'll take her from here. You should inform the king of the good news.
I'm still here. Thanks for asking. Off with you, Swit!
That was a quick study.
I hope you're watching. Try breaking free! Whew, that was a bit of a warm-up.
Whatever. I don't think you can. Do you?
From the sides!
I will never betray the Great Eye!
Fate's chosen. Good. I thought I'd have to fend off another assault on the Glyphic. The Great Eye. I have no... A protect... It's a suspicion, nothing more. The Sodality of the Eye recently learned that some who profess to have the Great Eye's best interests at heart are actually working to undermine Apocrypha. Is Laramil among them? I can't prove that. The Dusk Sabers are mercenaries from the Telvanni Peninsula. Someone hired them to reach the Emerald Glyphic and acquire it before Fate's Chosen could do the same. I don't know who they work for, but the letter I gave you may hold the answer. The Sodality of the Eye is a small fellowship devoted to the Great Eye, who you call Hermaeus Mora. He directed us to guard this vault until you arrived, and we have fulfilled our mandate, despite the deaths of so many of the devoted. May the Great Eye keep you in his sight, Chosen. If I learn more of this threat, I'll contact you.
Ah, you have come. Hunal sees the cool light of the moons reflected in your eyes. You have greatness in your future, yes? Your greatness awaits you, but not here, yes? You must travel to the temple at Moonmont. Seek the...
The currents of fate. I observed the enemy force. Dralis. Yes, I believe. Yes, the one you carry. Let me mark your map. 2 of the faithful I am acquainted with reside in these places. Talk to Mil. I am a seeker of knowledge. I leave the subject.
What do you say we try some of the local fare? I'm famished.
You've returned. What have you learned of the Khajiit embassy? Oh, good. Nothing I enjoy more than talk of conspiracy. Did the ambassador have a manifesto? They usually have manifestos. No matter. I trust you resolve. Splendid. I'll allow you the honor of informing Prince Naaman. Why not tell him the duly selected High Elf ambassador was working against the very dominion she pledged to support? I'll sit in my throne and try not to gloat.
I heard what you said to the king. Ambassador Tar Rinway, a traitor, my wife's killer, a loyal servant, and I, Queen Iren's representative in Eldenroot, required to thank you for your efforts. Very well. I'll provide no reason to question my duty to the Dominion. We'll interrogate Ambassador Tar Rinway until we know the extent of her treason. Then she'll die, as all traitors must. But no matter. Your efficiency in resolving this matter was commendable, and the Dominion rewards its servants. Ambassador Tar Rinway's betrayal could not have been more absolute. She knew the details of the ratification ceremony, which puts Queen Iren at risk. It's my sister's own fault. She thought to appease the Sylvanar and the Main by agreeing to this foolish process. The ratification ceremony ends with the orrery, an ancient device beneath Eldenroot. It will divine Queen Iren's capacity to become Empress, or some such. But Ambassador Tar Rinway assisted in the preparations. I must assume she tried to sabotage the proceedings. Doing so would make Queen Iren look weak. No, we must proceed. You've proven your competence, so I'll ask you to speak with Melaras. He's an expert on the orrery and knows what must be done. Quite pleasant once you grow accustomed to the smell. The preparations for this ratification ceremony seem endless, but I'm up to the task. She asked how she could prove herself their rightful leader. The Sylvanar suggested the orrery nonsense, and the Main agreed. Of course, neither will be present to see it, yet my sister is held to her pledge. How unexpected. Khajiiti political excuses are impossible to discern. I know the Main will not be present, and that's all I care to know. As for the Sylvanar, he died on Kenathi's roost. Thought he could negotiate with the filthy sea elves. King Camoran Eredan. It's beneath this city, so there's no turning him away. And myself, of course.
Please don't mind Prince Naaman. Ambassador Tar Rinway's betrayal is a shock to us all. But no matter, the orrery must work flawlessly for the Queen. That's what we will ensure. Enough to be of service. The orrery hasn't functioned as intended for ages. We planned to use some rather delicate magic to trick it into operation. But if Prince Naaman believes there was sabotage, we must look to an alternative method. Why, we'll look to the past. According to legend, the orrery required a skilled operator, an Ayleid source of power, and a divine spark before it would function. Without all three, it won't do anything but spin. Quite pretty, but not very useful. Conservator Daraneth maintains the orrery and has studied the Ayleid monitoring rituals. Unfortunately, she was called away to Southpoint for a personal matter. If you can locate her and convince her to return, we'll have our operator. I've researched this a bit. Really, you need to be in 3 places at once. Simple, right? But the Fallen Esti Winter site is rumored to hold a relic of the Khajiiti thief god. For our purposes, Radchin's mantle will serve as the divine spark, if it's truly there, of course. The heart of the numeral originally brought life to the orrery, according to the texts. It long ago went missing, but a member of the local Mages Guild named Larinalda theorizes it's in a local Ayleid ruin. She's currently at the Reliquary of Stars, seeking the heart of a numeral. Wonderful! Have anything you find sent directly to the orrery. Once everything is in place, we can begin the ratification ceremony. And do refrain from referring to Conservator Darineth as a missing element.